everyone. Welcome back to the We Them Brothers podcast, episode number 6. Hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving holiday. We were out for the holiday, but we back.
We back. We are back. Welcome. We are back. You want to introduce yourself, or you think people know you? You did 5 episodes.
I'm definitely not the star, so I got to introduce myself. People don't know who I am.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Jimmy Hicks. This is Anthony Rogerson.
Don't introduce me. People know who I am. They know who I am. Y'all know who I am. I'm Anthony Rogerson, aka the Star. I'm the star when it's me and Jimmy.
Right.
I'm the star when it's me and Jimmy. But today we have another special guest, and she is the star for today. We have Miss Shonterria Johnson of Perfect Match Realty Group joining us. How you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
It's Friday, so
Yes.
And we've been drinking already. It's an early Friday. When this is going to air on Monday, but it's Friday, and I've had 3 drinks already. They haven't had any. They're professionals. I'm not professional. But good.
you have to catch up.
Yeah, you got to catch up. But good to have you. Good for you to be on. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Ms. Johnson, she said to me, do I gotta prepare? She said, do I gotta and anybody that has been watching us knows you ain't gotta really prepare much for us because we ain't prepared ourselves. What we did want to talk to you about today, you've gone through some great transitions in 2021. We've all come through the pandemic and everything, but now that I think about that, you started your own brokerage in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
So kind of talk about that a little bit. Talk about what led you up to wanting to tell the people your backstory as to what led you up to wanting to start your own brokerage and how everything has gone with that. All the things that come with having your own brokerage. Perfect Match Realty if you're looking for.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So pretty much, of course, if you do not know, you have to be a real estate agent for 3 years before you can get your broker license. And then even with that, you can still choose to stay under your broker or do your own thing. Initially, I did choose to stay under my broker and, be an associate broker. But it was something that didn't sit well with me one day, and I just woke up and say, I'm going to step out and do this and just try it and do it on my own and see how it works, because the worst case scenario is that I can always go under a broker.
Right.
So I just woke up and I thought, because when you're starting a brokerage, you're thinking, all these extra fees, the responsibilities, and then when you start hiring agents, it's just a lot that comes with the territory, or you think. But even as you're starting out small and then growing, everything is levels, right?
Gotcha.
So, you just do it accordingly. So when I started everything, I didn't realize how everything that I had to do was really basic paperwork, getting certain things in order that made it an easy process for the most part.
Right.
And it's just the mindset, okay, do I really want to do this? How far do I want to take it? Yes, a lot of people think, let me just start my own brokerage to save on commission. That may not always be the best. It wasn't necessarily for me because I've capped out at my previous twice.
Was that a flex? Did you just flex on
So
us right
flex.
now? That was a slight flex. I wasn't me.
And that's perfectly fine.
That's fine. This is a flex. This is for flexing.
This is not a no flex zone.
This is a flex zone. This is a So say that again. It wasn't a problem for me because what?
Right. My cap was pretty high, so I capped out twice, at my own brokerage. But again, I just took a step to believe in myself more and just really go higher. That's kind of how it started. And of course, now where I am, my brokerage has been open since August.
Okay.
I am located in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Okay.
I currently have 2 agents under myself, but I'm really not in a big rush to continue to hire agents, because one thing about me, I like everything to the T in place, what I'm going to offer them and everything like that. So that's taking time to put in place. But for the most part, my brokerage, business as usual.
Right.
It's just Perfect Match Realty. I'm the CEO, I'm the broker. Everything, of course, is on me, responsibility and everything. But I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
That was another flex. She said, "I'm the CEO." I don't know if y'all watching, but we got big dogs around here. big CEOs.
Yes.
This is our second CEO we had on in 6 weeks. We got
like every week. Hey.
Yeah, every week. Jimmy, I think I want to become a CEO.
Right.
I feel beneath them. You understand what I'm saying? I want to be on par with our guests. She said I'm CEO.
Right, exactly.
So,
but we went to, you did mention in a pandemic, and I have to remind myself, wow, I did this in a pandemic.
Right.
So that means you can do whatever you want to do.
Right.
It's your mindset, preparation, right? But at the end of the day, pandemic or not, if that's what you want to do, go for it and just see how it happens.
Right.
Work out.
So obviously, one, congratulations. We congratulate you on your ascend into what you're doing. But you kind of skipped over some things, like a rock skipping over water, right? It's like I woke up, and again, I don't know the story, but I mean, you just made it sound very easily. Like I think I'm gonna go get my own brokerage. So I'm gonna wake up tomorrow because I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna just do this, right?
This is another flex in and of
itself. You gotta catch the low key flex, right? So you said I woke up one day and I was, unhappy with my situation, which is commendable, right? Not necessarily unhappy, but not completely satisfied with your current situation. Said I'm going to do something about it, right? That's huge, because oftentimes we stay in situations, whether they're professionally, personally, and we sulk in those situations and we don't do something about it. You said I'm going to do something about it. I woke up one day and I did this, right? Now you're the CEO of Perfect Match Realty, right? How challenging was it? Because while you're doing all of these things, even when you, and I kind of know this from I know a little bit, right? But you might have had 5 deals on the table with your previous, brokerage, right?
Absolutely.
And that's real money.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you balance?
Yes.
I need to get my coins, because we all about getting our coins.
Absolutely.
I can't leave these coins, but I also gotta propel and do. So how do you do that? How do you balance that?
That is a great question.
I ask great questions. That's why I'm the star. You think I'm just here? He was the one with the hairline. I don't got no hairline. I gotta have good questions. When you don't have a hairline, you have to have good questions. But go.
It's the 3 drinks, Jimmy.
This is what he deal with every day. But no, seriously.
I love that question, because you're right. At the time, I was already capped out, right? And so now the deals that I'm cashing out on now or closing now, they're really all my deals. But again, I'm still working.
Right.
So I'm going under contract, and that was the thing, because it was myself and a couple other brokers that was doing this at the same time.
Right.
I was like, hey, deals on the table or not, I'm stepping out. I'm just gonna have to deal with that after the fact, which I end up leaving 5.
Wow.
I
didn't know that. I used 5. Yeah. I didn't know that was a number. That's some money.
It was about 5 that I left. The other brokers was like, I gotta sit tight for a minute, because
everybody's situation is different.
Yeah, the commission and everything. I said, I'm sorry, because the way that I work, I'm gonna always be going under contract, so I'm always gonna continue to have to be here until I say, I don't have any, clients or under contract.
And that's never gonna be the case,
right? I gotta keep, collect my coins. But anyway, so I was like, once I knew what I needed to do as far as paperwork, get things in order and everything like that, of course, still working or whatever, but I just still operated as normal, and I had to leave those 5. So when I went to my broker, I did let him know, hey, I have these on the table. I asked him,
you want to bless me? You want to bless me? I'm cool. If not, I understand.
Yeah. I said, I would love if I could get something. Landed on these at 100%. But of course, because at the same time, when I made my transition, my cap anniversary was June. So I was trying to do everything. I am going to back up a little bit. I was trying to do everything by June. So June, June come July, I will be under my own. But I did keep myself back a little bit, because even though I thought about it in the beginning, I still said, no, it's too much. So it was another month that I prolonged it. It wasn't until I went to my broker and I didn't feel a certain type of way. And that's what made me say, hey, you know what? I'm going to believe in me more.
Right. Right.
So that's a little bit background too.
Right.
But in that case, once I made a decision, once I did the proper paperwork with Greg and they gave me the okay, I simply just emailed him, let him know what I had on the table.
Right.
If he would let me get it at get him at 100%, that would be great. But of course he didn't.
Right.
So at the end of the day,
he had to get his coins too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I get it.
But just a little blessing off.
Yeah,
like, I'm proud of you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go do your thing. You're gonna need your coins. To,
Right.
You know,
But you gotta ask, right? Because if you say
Hey.
no, I mean,
Those mouths don't get fed. Right.
closed mouths don't get fed. Right.
So with that being said, of course he said no, you have to go back to what your split is, and so that's what it is. Actually, I still have 2 more that I still have to close out. But again, with everything that I've been closing out under mine, now, paying that out, okay, it is what it is because it was under that broker when I went under contract. And the other brokers, they was just like, yeah, I got it. And I said, I'm sorry. One thing that I know is that you gotta move. If you don't move in the proper time, you don't know what you're missing out. So for me to just keep depending on coins, because the source that I depend on, I know he's gonna provide.
Right.
So I just had to move, and whatever the case may be.
Right.
It is what it is. So you have to make that decision. Am I going to stay a little longer because of the cap, because my commission or whatever, or am I going to go ahead and move on and I'll figure that out later?
Right.
So I just have 2 more to close out, and that's it with him.
Right. Well, congratulations to that. And you said a lot there, but one of the things that you just said is you recognize you got to move.
Yes.
Right. You recognize you got to move, and that's just not applicable to doing what you were doing. We think it's applicable to pretty much living, right? Because when we talked about starting this platform, we didn't really have everything figured out, right? But one of the things that we talked about was let's just do, right? Let's do.
Yeah.
So oftentimes we us as folk, we come from a background where we are in whatever we're doing that's on a pioneerish, if that's ever a word. We don't have a yellow brick road to follow.
Right.
Right? I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and we were talking. He's done some amazing things, and what we were essentially saying is we're going down a path that's not there. We're lying the brick as we're taking the steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So oftentimes we get caught up with the daunting task of I don't see a road to follow. Sometimes you gotta just create your road and do it, right?
Absolutely.
So to the point of just doing. You were gonna I jumped in. I thought you were gonna say something.
No, pretty much just piggybacking off of what you were saying, like the way that we jumped in, because I feel like the people out there can tell from our first couple episodes that we just jumped out there. We know what we were doing, but
I knew what I was doing. I knew
he's the star.
I'm natural. I'm
the assist man. I'm just trying to get the ball down to the big man.
I'm a natural.
That's all I'm doing.
Just turn the light on. I might naturally mess it up, but I'm natural.
Right. But at the same time, because we had been talking about starting this platform, probably like months before we actually sat down. Okay, let's record an episode. Let's just do it. So yeah, I guess you can speak to a little bit about what, speaking to the realtor out there or anybody out there that's watching this platform that may have that inkling and well, I do want to get out there and start my own business, or I do want to break away from my brokerage and start my own brokerage, but it's something about having, we spoke about earlier, having that covering, having that safety net basically, where you don't want to right now. I think all 3 of us are out here walking on a tightrope with no safety net. We got to make it happen.
Yeah.
We got to get from A to B.
Absolutely.
And there's if we don't, there's no safety net to catch us.
Right.
What would you say to people that's kind of hesitant to step away from that safety net?
So my entire real estate career is a faith move, a just do it move. My career, corporate 10 years, and I literally just walked off the job, said I have to do something different because I felt it here. Whenever I wake up and it does not feel right anymore, that's a sign for me to change. Do something different. Just jump. I don't know where we jumping. I don't know where we going. How it don't work out. But just jump. Okay. So then again, when it came time, getting my broker license was something always that I had on the top of my list once I hit the 3-year mark. So I did that, but I never said that I wanted to open my own firm. Never. And so when that came, I got scared again, because I'm but then I said, well, you left corporate making really good and you're thriving.
Right.
So now it's just taking it to another level, right? So with me, it's the mindset of, like I said, just to me, believing in you and just doing it. When I talk to people, because a lot of people, especially my old coworkers, they say, I remember when you just literally walked off and you
Right.
just out here flying. But my thing is, if it's something that's in your heart to do, just do it, because at the end of the day, you only get one life. You only get one life, you only get one opportunity. So take a chance on you. If it doesn't work, okay, you can go back to what you know.
Right.
You already know what that is, but you don't know what's on the other side.
Right.
You know, to give you that chance, or even meeting people. When you take that jump, you meet people that will help you. You know,
Right,
your
right.
energy, everything. To me, even with being in real estate, it's like I've always had people to help. Even when I'm like, Lord, I don't know, like what, and it'll be somebody that I'm talking to, or just somebody to say, you know what, it's something different about you. Let me tell you this. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
So just take that step.
Right.
Again, it goes back to just doing it.
Right,
But
right,
just
right.
doing it is open up so many more channels or opportunities or whatever. But you gotta believe in you. It's scary because I've never been an entrepreneur before.
Right.
I've been working since the age of 14.
Right.
So my mentality was work, climb the corporate ladder. So the entrepreneurship is totally different for me.
Right.
But at the end of the day, surround yourself. Your environment matters,
Right.
Educating yourself and just really saying, okay, we got this. We're gonna go for it. You're gonna have ups, downs,
Right.
but at the end of the day, you gotta know that this is what you're here for. This is your purpose. I really feel like I'm in my purpose.
Right, which is fantastic, and I think also, and we getting on a whole.
I'm sorry.
No,
You want me to say a question?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, no. Don't worry about his question. His questions, he don't be having no good questions. We edit all his stuff out anyway. You know, he not even in the final cut. You won't even see him on the video. No, I'm just messing around. I could not do this without. Let me be clear. We are a package deal, but no. So we were talking about just having the right energy, right? Because if you things come back to you,
Yes.
right? So if you do right, or if you've done right, when you go out there and you try to do something that again, you're like, I walked out of corporate. For you to succeed, you've had to done some right. you know what I mean? And people, and it's to bring it into what we do right now. Our relationships are important, right? And we can't look at our relationships as just transactional deals, right? Because
Right.
if we just look at this as a deal, right, as this closing or this one client, if we don't do right by each other, right, if we don't do right by the clients, that's gonna, if you're nasty to a listing agent or a buyer's agent, and y'all just add it and we just add it, we're gonna run into each other again down the line. So I think that kind of lends itself or leads into just kind of talking about how we need to work together,
Right.
like
Absolutely.
this is the first profession, real estate, that I've seen a lot of lack of professionalism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't believe me out on an island and be like, it's only me. Like,
I agree.
we are professionals, but there is a level of unprofessionalism that goes on in our industry that I've never seen in any other industry before. So I think it's important that we all conduct ourselves in a manner in understanding that we all out here, we said this off camera, like, we all out here trying to survive.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, some of us are surviving better than others,
Yeah.
but for the most part, we wake up every day and we try to create something from nothing.
Right.
Right? And I think that's important in the sense of talking about doing right, whether it's right by the agent on the other side, the buyer, the seller, because all of this stuff is linked.
Yes.
And it will what's that old folks saying? What doesn't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse or whatever.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. So it's important that you handle your situations today correctly,
Right. Yes.
right? And morally right, whatever morally right is for you,
Right.
because how they play out down the line. So,
Right.
but I think so. I'm sorry, I got the rambling, but that's what when you
No,
talk
that's
about.
good, because relationships, I always tell people, because you can get into a deal and you want to say what you want to say,
right.
but at the end of the day, like even sometimes I tell my clients, I'm like, to me, it's all about how you handle things, because a lot of times in real estate, you're going to see this person again. So even if I'm feeling a certain type of way, it's still a certain way that I'm going to address you, that I'm going to, handle the situation, because we still have to be professionals. We still need to respect each other. And at the end of the day, we're here for one purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But some situations or with other people, it's just, I don't know, it's just fighting or just unnecessary.
I know this and you don't know this. I know this and you don't know this.
Right.
How about this? I can see you're right. I don't know.
And I think and we've spoken about this on previous episodes. I think it's a lot about the market, the way the market is now. Like it's a seller's market right now. But a lot of listing agents are taking advantage of that as far as like the power that they quote unquote wield right now.
Right.
So like we said the previous, like ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So like it's not always going to be a seller's market.
Yeah,
so like the energy that you're putting out now is going to come back to you when it's time to flip the script and you have a relationship with the listing that doesn't have 20 people like all fighting for it. Like you do have to try to negotiate to try to get your the best deal for your client. So
and I feel like people always gonna remember how you handle something.
Right. So in talking about that, just where we are in the market, obviously we're in a seller's market right now. I tend to believe that there's a shift coming, and I believe that there's a shift coming essentially because we know what has gone on with the iBuyers and Zillow exiting the market, and Zillow essentially, and I don't want to keep beating the Zillow drum, it shouldn't be the person while they're down, but there's a lot. Zillow locked up a lot of right. Zillow locked up a lot of inventory, right? Just from many ways that people don't think about. Whereas, and even the OfferPads and the iBuyers of the world, where you could have got a listing a year ago. You are not getting that listing now or within the last year because people were going on the internet, looking at OfferPad, looking at Zillow, and they were giving them these instantaneous quotes. So you're losing out on a lot of business because of the competition, right? And there's a breakdown in all of this stuff and the data shows listing your house with Shonterria, your net number is gonna be more than you would listing it with Zillow, right? There is a convenience to doing it with Zillow or the other iBuyers. Zillow has all this inventory, right? That they're pretty much saying, okay, we now have to sell it because they've held it, they couldn't sell it. So I think that once this inventory begins to disseminate through the market, right, and once people stop going to these online providers to list their houses, I think we'll see some more normalcy in the market, and prices will come down, and those listing agents who've been sitting on top of the mountaintop for now, it's fine. It's the ebbs and the flows. Things will shift back a little bit, right? That's just my personal synopsis of where I see the business going. How has, we talked about building a brokerage. How has it been your day to day, like getting listings or getting buyers under contract? How challenging has that been for you in this whole time and space? We're still talking pandemic stuff.
Yes.
So going from you can get someone under contract in 30 days, what does that look like for you now? She's smiling inside right now. What is it?
Transparency is hard.
Yeah.
But no, it is tough. It's challenging, right? It can be done, but it's very challenging. Whereas before, you go out with a client 4, maybe 5 times, you're under contract.
You're under contract.
Now you're writing offers, 10, 15 offers, 20 offers for one client.
Right.
And then they're getting tired, you're getting tired, but you still have to be that, person to say, come on, let's keep going, whatever the case may be. But it does cause you to sometimes lose clients because they don't understand what's going on, right? And that's key. Buyers have to understand the market that we're in, right? And as agents, that's our job to really have a good conversation to explain the market we're in. And if you're not okay with the market we're in, with the overbidding, with the appraisal gaps and everything, it's okay.
Right.
You may have to sit on the sideline, right?
Right.
And then come back when things calm down just a little bit.
Right.
A lot of people think, oh, well, the price is going to go down. I mean, my personal opinion, I don't think they're going to go down a lot.
Right.
They may go down a little bit, but you have things here, you know, that's coming into Georgia or Atlanta area that's their hub now, and so these people, they have it to compete with the prices.
That is a great point in the hubs, but what has also changed, and people don't really, I don't think, tap into this, is the jobs don't even have to come to Georgia or Atlanta anymore. Yeah. Right? Because coming out of the pandemic,
a lot of work at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those folks that from California, New York, Chicago, that wanted to live in Georgia, but they couldn't get a job in Georgia, guess what? California, New York, Chicago, they said you won't have to ever come into the office again. Mm-hmm. So them folks are now coming to Atlanta, and they paying that $450 without blinking an eye.
Without a problem. They're paying their appraisal down.
Yeah, all of that.
Which is crazy. Right. Paying over price. Right?
Yeah, but
which is sad.
Willingly paying more than what the house is worth. Like,
so what do you tell a buyer who comes to you that is disconnected from the reality of what's going on in the market? The house is listed for $400, right? It's been on the market for 16 hours, right? And they tell you, we want to go in and offer $357 because when we bought our last house, right? We want to. So how we know what you tell them, but we want to hear it from you. You the CEO. Tell them. Nobody want to hear from me and Jimmy. CEO, talk your shit. What do you tell them, CEO?
So I politely listen. $400, you want to offer $350, and you telling me you bought before, and I'm going to simply ask how long ago have you bought, right? And unfortunately, our market has shifted. We're definitely not going in under this price. That's just point blank. I can't put it any other way. And these are the reasons. You know, you're going to have, I always tell my buyers, if you like this house, you got 10, 15 other people who love it or like it as well.
60, 75 other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, going under, that's just not where we are. You won't get looked at. It's not going to happen for you. It's
no, Shonterria, I hear you. I'm the buyer. I hear you. But I want you to just write the offer and see what they say. Why don't you just write the offer at $350 and see what they say? You got time, submit the offer. Why don't you just do that? Because that's what they tell you, don't they tell you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, in your response to...
Sure.
And not only in your response, explain to what goes into submitting an offer. Because somebody thinks you can just text, we offer $357.
Right.
Does it work like that? Can you just text me over $357? No, don't go that way.
No.
CEO. Drop it.
So, of course, I definitely understand. And, of course, I work with you, right? With you, for you. And if that's what you want to offer, we can definitely offer that. But, of course, you know, with my time of writing the offer, I'm just letting you know from my professional opinion or advice.
We wasted our time.
Yeah, it's basically a waste of time.
Right.
So if you would like to reconsider, at least, you know, submit the list price. Now, granted, if you are not comfortable with overbidding, I totally understand. But we have other things that we can work with. Can you put up more earnest money? Are you okay with reducing some of your due diligence days? You know? So we have other terms that we could.
You got tools. You got some tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah.
So in telling.
But see, I'll do it for them one time because you have to show people. You have to show clients, even when they get approved at $350, and it's like, well, you know, I want to stay right here at $250. No, good and well that what they really like is $300.
Right.
But you still have to show them, and once they say, oh yeah, I'm not really finding what I like at $250. Okay. Right. But you just have to show it. I always believe it's a way how you do everything.
Right. And the last part of that is because people, and again, this is educational, right? This is educational, and hopefully it makes it easier for yourself, myself, the folks coming behind us, and even for our audience that are watching that are potential buyers. When you're asking Ms. Johnson to submit an offer for you, there is a process. There is an administrative process that goes along with submitting that offer. It isn't as simple as you tell the process. I don't want to do. You're the CEO. Tell your job.
Basically, once we discuss the terms that you're comfortable with, we have to go back to our computer with our time, put it all together on our forms. and make sure that it's packaged properly with the proper forms that's needed to send to you for signature and send to the send to the listing agent. In addition to sending the offer over, we also, speak highly of our clients. So not only am I putting your offer together, but I'm also presenting you very well, to the client. So that's a whole nother, verbiage and everything like that,
Right.
So it's not just a click of a button. You really, especially as a professional, you really taking your time to make sure that it's the best offer presented, and it does take time.
Right. So you're putting a package together and a presentation together, right? It's just not, as you said, not a click of a button. I think that's important for our audience to understand.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson is advocating on your behalf, and in advocating on your behalf, she's presenting a package and presenting that package. And our respectfully, we want to work for you, but we're going to say our time is money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So putting together a package outside of, we say, all right, we're going to do this one time so you can see what I'm telling you. Outside of doing that, we have better usage of our time, and you have better usage of your time in trying to find them an actual home that they can go under contract.
We definitely have to be realistic. I had a client who was referred to me, and at her price point, she wants a basement, she wants over 2,000 square footage, just a whole list. And I'll be nice in the beginning, which I'm nice in general, yes. But she just kept going on and foreclosures and this and that, and I simply had to say, I rarely say this, that I just may not be the realtor for you, because I've told you multiple times, with this market we're in, for what you're looking for in your price point, this is not reality.
Right.
We have to work within reality. So, I just told her, I'm okay with it. Just let me know, hey, I'm going another route. That's fine, because especially when you've done what you need to do.
Right.
Some people just don't get it.
Right.
So randomly now she'll, send me stuff or whatever, but I'm not dealing with it.
Right.
Like in the market that we are in, you just don't have to deal with people who are not willing to listen to you. I tell people there's 2, maybe even 3 realtors on every corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That have that time, that have that energy, that want to, like Jimmy, give it, but
that was
you
behind
just
the scenes joke.
you just don't have time to do that when you're really trying to let you know, hey, like I'm telling you this for the best of your interest.
Right.
But we're not wasting time around here.
Right, Jimmy. What's your motto on that? The addition.
See now, but when you drive around in your car though.
Right. Yeah, right. No, we have a saying, addition by subtraction. So sometimes it adds more onto your plate, or it's more beneficial for you to take something away. Mm-hmm. So like if you have, like for example, that client that's sending you on wild goose chases, it is best to step away from them in order for you to take on that client that will listen to you.
Exactly.
Right. So like I always compare our jobs to or the way that people probably look at our jobs to the same as your lawyer or your doctor, because we're all professional. You're coming to us for our professional opinion or for our professional expertise and services in a certain field. You wouldn't tell your doctor well, my head's hurting. Can you cut right here on my arm? Like I saw somewhere on Facebook, or I read on WebMD where you cut right on my arm and
if I got a headache, you're cut on my arm, at least eat my
head. Right. So we're telling them well, no, this is how we should treat this, and they did it back there like this in 08. Just cut right here. It's no, you wouldn't tell your doctor that.
Right.
You wouldn't tell your lawyer hey, I did this. I think you can get me off with me just pleading the fifth the whole way. You wouldn't tell them that. So I feel like in our professions, we both get people where they'll come in, they'll first say I don't know what I'm doing as far as I'm a first time home buyer, I don't know what they're doing, followed by this is what I heard I should be doing.
Right. And then tell them what you should
tell us what we should be doing and how we should handle it.
Who they don't purchase
and it doesn't work like that. Yeah. So speaking to that, sometimes you have to let people know and I totally agree, sometimes you got to show them that $250,000 house to let them know that's not what you're looking for.
Right.
So I just think that just speaking to the people out there, just start treating us like you would your doctor and lawyer. You don't if you're coming to us for our professional expertise, then take that. I'm not saying that everybody you're gonna run into, every realtor or every lender is gonna be knowledgeable. Just like every doctor and every lawyer may not be knowledgeable about what they need to be knowledgeable about. But if you're coming to somebody for their expert opinion or their expert services, use them for that. Because like if you was just gonna go by what your cousin, baby daddy, sister, friend said on Facebook, then let them sell your house.
Right. Absolutely.
So awesome, Jim. You should talk more. You got some good stuff up your sleeve. You know what I mean?
Nope. I'm just the assist man.
You just want to enhance your face.
I came in with the second unit and put up some buckets real quick.
And I'm back
but you back. So hey.
Take off my hoodie.
Right, exactly. I was hitting mellow for a minute.
So
back now.
one of the things that I definitely want to ask you in being a CEO and running your own business and having two, I believe you said you have two realtors that work under your brokerage. I think in this time and space of the holiday season, and I've seen it happen for many years, we begin to take our foot off the pedal. Right? We begin to take our foot off the pedal, particularly folks who struggle through the year, right? And I see the throwing in of the towels, like, oh, I'm gonna just, it's Thanksgiving, I'm gonna ride it out. The holidays is here, and I'm gonna jump back in it January 1.
Yeah.
Right? That is a flawed model. Right? How do you stay motivated through the end of the year? Right? And how do you as a CEO, and you run some shit now, right? CEO mean you run some shit. How do you right? How do you stay motivated through the end of the year and keep on going? Because we know we laying these foundations right now for checks that come down the line, right? How do you stay motivated, and how do you keep your team motivated through this period of we're into Thanksgiving to Christmas break and all that? How do you do that?
Right. So keeping myself motivated, and because it's the end of the year, right? Starting with Thanksgiving and then Christmas, December, and I'm a Christmas baby, so it's even harder to stay motivated because I'm ready to turn up, right?
There's motivation to turn up, though. There's a cost to turn it up. That could be the motivation in and of itself. Because you broke, you gotta turn it down. Turn your broke ass down.
Just for me, the motivation is simply number one. I always say, because I don't depend on anyone, it really is me. I know that I have to keep checks coming.
Right.
So with me, I can lay around all that kind of stuff, but I know if I don't get up and do it, then nobody's here to save me.
Right.
That's my mentality. So I have to keep going. In addition to holidays, birthday, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just, if I stop now, they say in real estate, if you stop now, you probably really, and you say, the beginning of the year, you probably really not going to get closings until like the second quarter or whatever.
Say that again. Say it again and say it slowly. Say it again.
Right. So when you stop, you're really delaying your process of, potential more closings.
Right.
And so really, because a lot of people think around this time it slows down. I said for me, my business doesn't slow down.
Right.
It continues, and of course it's continued because we're going into another year. It's kind of like how we're starting over fresh in 2022. Right. So not only am I trying to close out this year strong, but I'm also setting up for the next year. And so it's just that's the motivation of knowing, hey, I may lounge for a day or so, but I need to get up because January is coming, February is coming, and with a CEO, I got to pay household bills and I'm running two other households, and so that's really all you need to stay motivated.
Right.
Nobody is going to save you out here. So I just have to keep going. And then even with where I'm trying to go, even with my team, everything like that, I'm calling them, checking on them. They may not do as much business as I do, but at the end of the day,
I'm sorry, I'm ignorant. Yeah, they don't let me out much, but go ahead.
But at the end of the day, like you said, this time is when people get lax and everything like that. So you just have to remind them, like, we got to keep going. Whatever you're, been doing, just continue to do it and take your time off. Don't think that we don't take time off. Definitely get your R&R. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep moving. Like, thank God, I don't have any kids or anything like that, because that would probably be an even bigger motivation. But the lifestyle keeps you going how you want to, and I definitely want to turn up and not be broke afterwards.
Right.
So it's different things like that I gotta keep.
Got you. So this is our What segment is this, Jimmy?
It's called Shoot Your Shot.
Okay.
Where you get to shoot your shot, pretty much, to the, what we up to? We have 10 million?
We got 10 million followers.
10 million
looking at you,
followers.
looking
This is
at
like
you.
this is the equivalent of your Super Bowl commercial.
Okay.
So like we got all our followers, we got all the eyes on you.
All
So
eyes on
let
you.
them know why they should be doing business, whether that be listing their home, buying a new home. Why should they be doing business with Shonterria Johnson?
Listen, she don't want to do all that driving around. She just want to put a sign in the yard.
Yes,
and sell it.
definitely my sellers.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
tell them folks
Yes.
why they should be using you.
Yes.
So basically, yes, I am Shonterria, owner and operator or CEO of, broker of Perfect Match Realty.
Yeah.
Okay. Broker of Perfect Match Realty Group. But, and I am located in Fayetteville, Georgia. So I do assist with buyers if you're looking to purchase a home, sellers if you're looking to cash out and make awesome profits right about now. But of course, as a realtor, as a broker, I do offer excellent customer service. I'm very attentive, and I'm really, really here, one of the agents that really have a genuine caring spirit, heart, and just a professional in all that I do, operating excellence to get to you the one objective, which is the closing table, whether you're listing or whether you're buying. My buyers, I absolutely love you all, but my thing is really connecting, building relationships, letting you know what the market is like, and just really helping you get your first home, my listings, my sellers. I really, really want to help you make, of course, profit, and help you with your next transition. So basically, I am your choice, your realtor of choice.
Hey
always.
How do the people what's the best way of contacting you? Like, what is the best medium of contact?
Phone number, email, socials, website, give it all out.
Okay, so you can contact me via phone. My number is 678-643-2131. My email address is sjohnson@perfectmatchrealtygrp.com. So please follow me on IG at ShonJohn_the_broker. And that's SHONJOHN_the_broker. Also on Facebook, you can follow me under my name, Shonterria Johnson, and my business page is Perfect Match Realty Group.
Shonterria Johnson, Perfect Match Realty Group, and her phone number is
678-643-2131. And don't forget, guys, I am located in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Is that the only place you operate, or you operate all over Georgia?
So I'm a realtor that I service all of Georgia. I go as far as Warner Robins, Perry, Cordell, Georgia. I service all of Georgia.
All right.
Yeah.
Because we got followers from here to Valdosta.
Okay, so if you're located anywhere in Georgia,
yeah,
I'm your girl.
holla at you then.
I'm
That's
your
what
girl.
we're talking.
But my office is located in Fayetteville.
Okay, sounds good. Jimmy, anything for you?
No, I think that's it. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank
No,
you.
hold on, we're not
Thank
done.
you.
No, I'm Anthony Rogerson. I can be contacted at 678-359-3574 for all your loan needs. And this is my partner, Jimmy Hicks.
870-413-0531.
And the link is in the bio. And as always, we are them brothers, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for tuning in.
And she's a sister. We them brothers. She's a sister. Peace. We see y'all next time.